Hey, looks like a popular spot today, huh? All right, so good to see everybody. Just wanted to start off by saying, had a meeting with the rookies this morning and really talked about just about investing, in this time that we have together. I know it's short, and then really just trying to grow. We're trying to grow each player at his position, and then really just ultimately improving over the weekend. And it's a start of the process for us to be able to get the coaches and the players together and start that partnership. That's really important to us. And starting to learn each other, how they learn and how the guys are taking in the information. That's always a big part of it. And it's just the basics of football, right? Going from a meeting, we get to see that finally, going from a meeting to the walkthrough to the practice to correction, and then repeat that process. So we're excited about getting that going. What are we looking for, relative to the players? So first of all, our draft picks, obviously Caleb and Rome, we're looking for operation of the offense, taking that information from the meeting to the walkthrough to the practice, everything from breaking the huddle to getting the cadence right to, adjusting the call if need be, everything from A to Z there. Karan is not practicing today, so he's won't be available to practice pretty much all through the offseason. We knew about this injury, this quad injury that he had, at his college, and we want to get that process in terms of the whole rehab and everything so he's healthy for training camp. So that's where he's going to be. And then Austin obviously is a hard charging guy. We're excited to see his motor today out there and see his movement skills as a pass rusher. So we're excited about that as well. And then Torrey, Torrey's going to be hitting some punts today. We'll get a chance to see him out there, a few times. So that's exciting to see that. And then we have several undrafted free agents that we signed. We got 9 of those guys, 5 draft picks, and we're excited about that. Getting a look at those guys, and then also several tryout guys as well. So with that, I'll open up to questions.
Matt, not a lot of coaches get the number 1 overall pick, but a lot of coaches have had to develop a rookie quarterback. How did you make your plan for what you want to do with Caleb? And do you lean on Shane? Do you lean on Thomas? Those sorts of guys.
Yeah, so we're fortunate that Thomas went through it last year. He was at Carolina, obviously, and so we got to glean some information from him. We certainly talked to guys throughout the league that have had this early pick at quarterback. And got a lot of good information from those guys.
Like just practice reps or psychology or
everything, the whole process. You would go through the whole process of that, and certainly have good friends in the league that you would lean on to talk to that about. And we certainly got some good information for those guys.
Dallas, when Dak came on the scene, is there anything you remember from that experience, watching him jump in and play really well as a rookie?
Yeah, that was it was an unfortunate incident, with Romo. We were out in Seattle and he got hurt, and Dak stepped in, and the whole team rallied around him, and we had a really good year that year, and a couple years after that. So certainly he stepped right into that and owned it, and it was a great job by him.
Matt, Caleb's private quarterbacks coach said that they've already begun working on just bits and pieces of the Bears offense. What was that process like of what you guys gave him that you wanted him to maybe get up to speed on before he came here today?
Yeah, Will Hewitt's been awesome in this whole process, us being able to have great conversations with him, and he gets it. He's trained a lot of guys, and he's elite at what he does. And so it was a pleasure to work with him. He was working on our stuff, a little bit, cadence and those types of things, and the footwork that we want, and that's been a good process for us.
How much of the playbook do you give somebody that's outside of your coaching staff? Like, what's like the depth of what they're going through versus what he's going to have to go through?
Yeah, it's more just fundamentals, route tree stuff, just basics.
Matt, as you became more familiar with Rome as a player, what jumped out to you as you kind of learned who he was as a receiver?
Yeah, just the work ethic, number one. The second thing I'd say that how he worked at his craft to master it. And again, he knows he's not a finished product, and he's got a lot of improving to do as he gets into this the NFL. But his work ethic is elite, and he worked himself into being that top 10 pick.
Matt, when you're around Caleb, how would you describe his aura?
It's really I've said it before that you can really tell that he's comfortable with himself in his own skin, and he is who he is, and his personality starts in his light comes out from the inside. You can certainly feel that energy. He's a 1+1 = 3 guy. So he's an enhancer. He's a guy that brings out the best in people, and you can certainly feel that within 5 minutes of meeting him.
Matt, how does it feel to you to start fresh with a new quarterback? To have a guy that you're starting on the ground level with instead of, in the past you inherited Justin, you had to go through some things from the year before. To start fresh with a new quarterback.
It's really a great opportunity, right? It's refreshing to be able to do that. I know the whole building's excited about working together, not only with Caleb but with everybody, and it's certainly nice to have that fresh start.
Has he been told that he's the starter going into training camp? Do you even have to have that conversation?
No conversation. He's the starter.
With,
So in light of that, what do you want to, I know it's rookie minicamp, but what do you wanna see from him, knowing that he's got all this on his plate to be ready for that role?
Just be where your feet are, right? Be in that moment, be in the play, execute that play, turn the page, go to the next play. And that's what the elite guys do, and that's what we expect from him.
You talked to some people throughout the league about rookie quarterbacks. Is there one general thing that kept coming up in terms of what the advice that they gave you?
Yeah, just have a great foundation of how you put things in. I think that's important. I think Shane and the offensive staff have done an outstanding job of that, thus far, putting that foundation in and making sure that it's likable, learnable, and it can get executed. And we're excited about beginning that process.
what makes it likable?
Well, I think it's when you have teachers that are good at what they do, they make it likable, and how they put it in, how they teach it. And it's exciting to be able to see that.
And some people have suggested that if Austin Booker had stayed in college one more year, next year he'd be maybe a second round pick. Did you guys think about that as well in terms of having this prospect and developing him?
Yeah, we feel great about Austin. He's obviously very young. He's got a lot of developing to do in terms of his physical side of it, and he's going to be. It's exciting. I'm going to be excited to see him move around today
Is
for
it
sure.
the biggest part? Like you said, the physical part is.
Yeah, he's got development that way, and also the physical and mental development of his position is got a lot of upside. So we're excited about that.
Matt, a lot of these players, tryouts, undrafted free agents, that's a real uphill climb and a long shot. What would you be looking for in some of these players that might give them a better chance of actually making the team?
Yeah, just the movement skill. That you have to have a certain skill set to be able to play up here, and you have to have that to get your foot in the door. And then it's all going to be about development, about the work habits, about being, playing smart, playing the right way. But it has to be that first.
Matt, what's it been like for you to see Caleb and Rome and Keenan and all those guys out in the community at the Cubs game, at the Sky game, and really wanting to represent this organization out in the community?
Yeah, it's been awesome. The first part of building a team is relationships, and building that bond with each other. And I'm certainly excited about those guys doing that outside the building, and having that rapport with each other, and being comfortable around each other outside of the football building. But yeah, that was cool to see.
Matt, you have about a month here with Caleb. What are the benchmarks that you'd like to see cleared before you guys break for the summer?
Yeah, so with the development piece of it is, operation, operation of the offense, but understanding of the concepts. We have a plan in place, and the concepts that we're going to get taught through this off season and leading into the summer, and we'll have a plan for the summer and then leading into training camp. So just the full understanding of the concepts, run, pass, checks, and his fundamentals. The fundamentals that we have in place for him, which he's really good fundamentally, obviously, but we have some things that we want to be able to work on and improve as well.
Is there adaptation for Shane too during this time period, Shane Waldron, where you want him to kind of gauge what Caleb can do, what he's best at? Maybe you guys tailor the offense a little bit during this month?
Absolutely. That's going to be the whole process, right? What are guys good at? What can they handle? That's the process for everybody on the roster, and the tryout guys, everybody. We're going to figure that out, what they can do and what they're good at, and then we'll enhance those things. And if they need to improve on something, we're going to work and have a plan to get those done too.
Now, what do Kerry and Ryan Griffin bring to Caleb in terms of the mentorship and helping him through this offseason now that you are moving forward with him as the starter?
Yeah, I always think it's important to have, especially at that position, guys that have played the position. And I think you can always glean a lot of information from those guys through those experiences, either for where they were at, their own playing experience, or who they were with. I think that's always important to be able to have that at the quarterback spot.
And as you've kind of felt this swell of attention towards your football team, what's been notable to you about this? Obviously, you stepped up today and take a look out and you see what this is looking like now.
Most thing is energy. We've always had positive energy in the building, but now I think it's enhanced even more, and we're excited about that. But we understand the process is always going to be about hard work, and it's always going to be about passion for the game. So we're going to be rooted in those two things.
Matt, in the past you've had guys like Peanut Tillman come address the rookie class. Do you have any former players, special guests addressing the team? If so, what's the message to them?
With Peanut,
Yeah, is Peanut here or is there any other?
yeah, Peanut's already been here. He was here last night. He's always here at the opening ceremony for the rookie mini camp, and he did an awesome job again. And he just talked about a champion's mindset, about being able to have a long career in this, and it's all about doing the work and about being where your feet are.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you.